Hi everyone, welcome to the new session on cloud platform integration. So in this session, we will see that how we can create integration flow, what are its major component and how we can use them. Okay, so for creating integration flow, what do you have to do that? First, you have to go to the design. Okay, so if you are not sure that you can expand this bar and you can go to design. Okay, and after that in the design what you have to do that first you have to create a package, and inside the package only you can create a integration flow. So for that you have to just click on the create. Okay, and after that you have to give the name of your package. So here I will give that it's a just a test package, so I will give name as test. Okay, and after that you can give a short description. So I am giving it as test package. Okay, and after that if you want you can maintain the version also, or version we can maintain later also. So I will just save it. So I have saved this package, and after that what do you have to do that you have to go to the artifacts. Okay, and in the artifacts, like you can see that here is a add artifact. So in that you have to add it. So what we are going to create is we are going to create integration flow. We don't have to deal with this REST API, message mapping, SOAP API, value mapping, OData API, script integration, and this all thing you can leave for now. We will just see integration flow, like how we can create a integration flow. So I will just click on this integration flow, and after that it will ask me like whether I want to create an integration flow or want to upload already created one. So how to upload that we will also see, but for now I will just create a new one. So in that I will just name it as test integration flow. So for that I will write it as test underscore iflow. Okay, and after that if you want you can provide the description also, but here it is not a mandatory field, so I am leaving it as it is. And sender receiver you can directly configure here, but that we will see, like if you like it is a externalized parameter, but we can externalize it from internally also. So that we will see that how we can do that. So you just have to provide the name and id will be automatically created. If you want to give some other id, you can give that also. Okay, and you have to keep it as product profile as SAP cloud platform integration only, because that's only the option present here. So I'm going to keep it as test iflow, and you can see my iflow has been created, and for now it is showing that the version is 1.0.2. So this is the version maintaining a format we usually follow in CPI. So after that, uh, what we have to do that we have to design the integration flow. So for that we have to click on this, and when we will click on it, it will open the developer UI. Okay, so in this we design the we already get this sender, receiver and integration process. So these are actually the basic component of the integration flow that we get. So what we do that, suppose if you want to add some more sender, more receiver and more integration process inside that, but you can have only one integration process that's fixed, but you can have more sender and more receivers. That's not an issue. Okay, so for that first you should have the knowledge about what are these copy paste this participants, this is process, this is events. So for that I will provide you the guidance, like how to know that where you will get what component. Okay, so let's make it editable so that we can know more about it. Okay, so first of all this is copy and this is paste. So suppose I want to copy this sender system or this receiver system or any component inside this, so I will just click on it and I will copy it, and I can paste it in any another integration flow if I want. Okay, like if I have some reusable components, so that I can use in another integration flows. For that this copy and paste icon is provided. Okay, now coming back to the third icon, that is participants. So in the participants you can see that we have sender and we have receiver. So suppose I want to add one more receiver, so I will click on this and I will just paste it here. Okay, So we will see that how we can use the multiple receivers. Okay, so if I want to use the receiver, so I will just click on the receiver, and it will be provided for me. So for now I'm going to delete it. Okay, so let's keep it neat and clean, so that you won't get confused. And after that, you can see here we have process. Okay, so in the process we have three, like exception sub process, integration process, and local integration process. Okay, so you might be wondering that what is this exception sub process, integration process, and local uh, integration process. So don't worry, we will see that what are these all. So here we have exception sub process, integration process, and local integration process. So you can see that integration process we already have here. So basically in the integration process, we use it to define the steps to process the message, like transfer between sender and receiver system. Okay, like message processing and data processing, that takes place in this integration process. Now talking about this exception sub process. So this exception sub process is like this is basically configured inside the integration process only, and this is basically used to catch any exception thrown in the integration process to handle them. Okay, like so that it doesn't fail. So that's why we use this exception sub process. And now the third thing which we have is local integration process. Okay, so local integration process basically, so it is basically used to like what we can say, it is used to simplify your integration process. Like suppose you have a very complex integration, so like that is requiring so much of like components to be added. So local integration process you can use to break down the main integration process into a smaller fragments. Okay, and now you can combine these fragments to achieve your main integration process, right? So that's all about these processes. And after that we have events. Okay, so in the events, like this is end event, end message, error end, like error start event, escalation end event. So that all we will see. So here you can see that the first event here is end event. So that event you can see here, like to end any integration process we use this end event. And coming to the end message, so the end message is actually ends the message event, ends a message processing sequence. Okay, and after that the main thing here is like one is that escalation end event. So this is actually used to for routing condition that has been not met. Okay, so and start event, you can see here we have this start event. And after that we have error end event and error start event. So error end event and error start event we get in exception sub process. Like suppose let me show you, if I will add any exception sub process, so you can see error start one and end one. So these are actually error end and error start event. So let me delete this. So I will just click on it, and just to keep it neat and clean, I will just delete it. So these are actually the major events we have. Okay, and a start event you have seen, and again the start message is to start the message processing, and terminate message is to just completely terminate the message. Okay, and after that you can see we have this line actually is just the connector lines. Okay, so like this, to connecting between two sub processes we use this connector. Okay, and after that this is delete. Suppose I want to delete it. So there are multiple methods to delete this component. I will right click on it. Just a minute. I will this is not working. This is the disadvantage of okay, let me check it. Okay, so that sometime happens in suppose I want to delete it. I will just select, suppose I have added one exception sub process. I want to delete it. You can see here it has already a delete option, or else you just have to, what you have to do, that you have to select here and you will just click here, it will delete. Okay, and after that comes this mapping. So this is the ID mapping, message mapping, operation mapping, and XSLT mapping. So this ID mapping we use to you can see maps the unique ID from source to target message ID. Okay, so to mapping this unique ID from source to target message ID, we use this ID mapping. And message mapping we use to map the message or use to map the data. Okay, like suppose the source data is coming and that is having some different field, and those data we have to send to the target, but the table is not same. So for that what we have to do, that we have to map those source and target data, like which field data will go into which field of the receiver. So for that we use the message mapping. And after that, this is operation mapping. So this is rarely used, that is used for operation mapping. Okay, and this is XSLT mapping. So this XSLT mapping, this is actually extensibility style sheet language transformation. So it is actually an XML based language is used in this. So why we use the XSLT mapping is like you can perform this task to assign XSLT mapping that is available in your local workstation. So this XSLT mapping can reduce your like custom coding, like you don't have to write Groovy script or JavaScript if you know this XSLT mapping well. Okay, so after that what we have, that we have this transformation. So in transformation we have content modifier. So content modifier, like we add this content modifier to modify our content. So inside the content modifier we can have many. So here in general, like you can rename the name of the content modifier, you can put the some meaningful name. And after that if you want to add or delete some header, you can just add header, and you can create the header or delete the header, like incoming header you can delete also, or you can, if you want to create some header, you can create and you can pass that header from here, like in whatever format you want to pass. And after that you can also add some exchange properties. Okay, and after that if you want to add some message in the body, you can also add that in the content modifier. So that is actually used to uh, modify the contents. And after that in this transformation we have converter. So in the converter we have various type of converter, like CSV to XML converter, ADI to XML converter, JSON to XML converter, and XML to CSV converter, XML to ADI, XML to JSON. But there might be some case where you have to convert CSV to JSON. Okay, so you can see that here we don't have anything that converts CSV to JSON. So for that what you can do, that you have to use like two converters. Like first you can convert from CSV to XML, and then XML you can convert into XML to JSON. So this is how we can use the converters. And after that we have decoder. So decoder we have like base64 decoder that is actually used to decode the message using base64 decoding technique or scheme, you can say. Or we have zip decompression also. So these are actually the encoding techniques. So using that encoding or decoding techniques, we can say. So this decoder we can use if we know the encoding technique of the incoming file. Okay, so after that we have ADI extractor. So ADI extractor actually enables you to extract ADI headers and transform to local to camel headers. And this element extract data from a single incoming ADI document and add it to exchanges such that this information can be used further in message processing. Okay, and after that we have encoders. So if you want to like encode your message, so for that we can use the encoders, and you can see the same encoding technique we have here, which we had in our decoders. So after that we have a filter. So the filter is used to extract the information from an incoming message. In the other words, you can filter out parts of the message that you do not want and extract only the data that you want. Okay, and after that we have message digest. So this message digest is used to calculate the digest of the payload or parts of it and store the result in a message header. Okay, and we can also do some custom coding. So for that we have a Groovy script and JavaScript. So using the Groovy script and JavaScript we can achieve various kind of results, like we can use it in message mapping also, we can use it in logging the message also. So these all kinds of things we have in the transformation. and after that we have call. So here we have external call and local call. So in the external call we can see that we have content enricher, poll enricher, request reply, and send. So talking about the content enricher, so this is basically like uh, as per its naming, you can see it's a enricher. Enricher means it is adding something in the content. So that's actually the meaning of this. So the content enricher add the content of a payload with original message in the course of integration process, and this converts the two separate messages into a single payload. And this features enable you to make external call during the course of integration process to obtain the additional data. Okay, and after that what we have here is that is a poll enricher. So a poll enricher, you can see here that the description provided like the poll to external system and enrich incoming message. So yes, so that is the meaning of it. Like you can use the poll enricher to read the poll message from external component and add the content to the original message in the middle of the message processing sequence. And the third is request reply. So request reply is actually like it represents a call to external system without terminating the process. Okay, so this we use uh, to call an external receiver system in a synchronous step to get back a response. That's the meaning of the request reply. And after that what we have here is that is actually send. So this send step is actually used for this is actually used to send to configure a service call to a receiver system for scenario and adapter where no reply is expected. Like in the request reply we are actually expecting a reply, but in this send, this there is no expected reply. So that we can use in actually in the AS2 adapter, FTP adapter, like mail adapter, like mail SFTP adapter. So that is actually a mail kind of thing. Okay, uh, right. And after that we have routing. So routing, talking about the routing, so routing we have like aggregators, we have gather, we have join, we have multicast, we have router, we have a splitter. Okay, so talking about the aggregator, so with aggregator you can collect and store the individual message until a complete set of related messages can received. Okay, and after that we have gather. So gather and join. So these are actually like gather step merge messages from different routers with the option to define a certain strategy, like how to combine the initial message. And the join step is used to the join step is used in combination with gather step. Okay, so it brings together the message from different routes, but it does not affect the content of the message. And after that we have multicast. So in the multicast we want to send some message into more than one path. Like one message I have and I want to send it to two different receivers, so I will use the multicast. So in the multicast we have parallel multicast and sequential multicast. So the parallel multicast send the same message more than to one parallel path, and sequential multicast send the same message more than one path in defined sequence. Okay, and after that we have router. So router is actually used to route the message into different what we can say, like oh, I want to send one data in different directions, so that for that I will use router. And after that we have a splitter. So a splitter, we have different kind of a splitter here. So a splitter is mainly like we use this to split I have one message and I want to break it into like different kind of uh, chunks, so I will use this splitter. So chunk means a set of data, you can say. And after that we have security. So these are decryptor, encryptor, and there are many things, like everything we cannot cover in this tutorial. Like you have to also explore of course when you will start working with CPI, you will get the idea like where we can use everything. So decryptor used to decrypt the message, encryptor used to encrypt the content in incoming message body, and like we have signer, so that is actually used to digitally sign the message content. And after that we have verifier. The verifier we can use to verify the signature of the message content. Okay, and after that we have security and persistence. So in the persistent, so these are actually data str operations, so that performs the operations with data stores. And persist is actually a store manage that is a store that manages the payload to a process step. And after that we have write variables, so that write variables add a write variable. Okay, so if you want to use any variable, you can use this write variable. And after that we have this validator. So validator actually ADI validator and XML validator. So these are actually used to validate the schema, or you can see the set of rules provided to the message. So for that we use the validators. Okay, so that is all kind of component we have here in uh, integration flow design steps. So if you want to suppose if you want to add content modifier and you don't want to navigate around this, like you forgot that where I can find the content modifier. So like when you will use it frequently, you will get to know that content modifier is actually a transformer. Like we use it for the transformation. Okay, so if you don't want to navigate around this, you can just search here like content modifier. Okay, so you can see I got here the content modifier, so I will add it, and after that I can configure it. So here what we will do, that we will see our first scenario, like we will send some data and we will see that like how it works. So let's get a start with our first integration flow design. Okay, so in this scenario, what we have that we don't have any sender or receiver system here. Okay, so what you can do, that if you want to keep the sender or receiver system, you can keep it as it is, or if you want, you can delete also. So this is actually a scenario where we can verify that whether our sender or receiver system. Sorry, this is a scenario where we can check that our CPI is working as per expectation or not. Okay, so what we will do, that here we have access of an OData API, and we have the information of one product ID. So what we will do, that we will send the product ID through a content modifier to the OData, and we will fetch some more information about that product using the OData. Okay, so let's get started with that. So for that, what we have to do, that first we have to add one content modifier. Okay, so what I will do, that I will just go here and I will search for the content modifier. Okay, so that is enough for typing CON is enough to search the content modifier, and here you can see that content modifier has been added. And let me first make it large, so that it doesn't look messy. So you can see this is how you can make it bigger also. So I have added one content modifier, and what I will do, that inside this content modifier I have to do some configuration. So I will click on this content modifier, and here you can see that the name is content modifier. So means I have opened this content modifier, and if I want, I can if I want, I can edit the name of this content modifier, but for now we are just checking that whether our CPI is working properly or not. So let's keep it as it is, and inside this content modifier we are not going to add any message header, we are not going to add any exchange property, but yes, we will add something in the message body. So in the message body, what we are going to add is we are going to send one product ID. So that product ID actually will be used to fetching the information of the product. So that is actually not expression, that is a constant value we are going to send. So that for that we have to write a XML, write it in the XML format. So in the XML format, like what we will do, that we will write the root. Okay, this is the root node, sorry. And after that you have to add a header. So header you can keep as it is anything. Here I can keep it as header, or I can name it as a product identifier. So product identifier, and after that we have to give the product ID. So that product ID is actually HT, that is a hard coded value. So that is HT1080. So that I know from the OData. If you like, you don't need to worry about this. I will provide you the link of that API, you can also try. and after that we have to use the closing tag. So any in any XML or HTML coding, we have to use the closing tag. So for the closing tag, I'm just going to close it, and what I will do that I will just copy it and I will paste it, Control V. And for the closing tag, as you know that you might be already aware about it, we use like this. And after that, this root node also we have to close. So for that, I will just close the root also. Okay, so I have just added the message body, and after that, what I have to do that I have added one header. So that header also I have to create. So for creating that header, you can save it, or you can save it in the last also, that's not a problem. I have to add one more content modifier. So for that also I will search like content modifier, and the content modifier I will add in the next step. And after that, what I will do that I will add the message header. So for the message header, I will just go to the message header and I will click on the add, because I have to create the message header. So I will just keep it action as the create, and in the name I will give the product identifier name. Okay, I have pasted it, and this will actually XPath. Okay, because we have used the XML coding in the previous content modifier, we will keep it as the XPath. And after that, what we have to do that the source value it wants. So the format to provide the source value is like we have to give this double slash, and then the source value is product identifier. And after that, the data type it is asking. So data type is actually a string, but here to provide the data type as a string, we have to write it like java dot, sorry, not in the capital, java dot lang dot, and string you have to write in the capital. Okay, so this is how we define the string in CPI. So because this is a Groovy scripting we are using, so that's why you have to use java.lang.string as a data type. And after that, you can save it as if you want, and if you don't want, you can save it in the last also. So it is taking some time. I'll just click somewhere, let me check why it is taking so much time. Okay, it is being saved. And to use uh, what we call uh, OData API, what we have to do that we have to add one request reply here. So request reply is actually we can get in the external call, and that is external call here, or else you can search also, but I find convenient in just using this menus. And in the request reply, what you have to do, you have to add one receiver. So because we are sending request to OData that I want the information about this ST1080 product, so that's why I have to add one receiver also. So I'm going to add one receiver, that is actually the OData endpoint, and I will add this request reply. So here you can see that the connector, when you will click on the request reply, you will get that the connector. So connector actually sends the request to the receiver, and receiver sends the reply to the connector. So for that, we have to use the adapter type, like which kind of adapter you want. So here we have a OData API, that's why I will use OData, and version 2 I will use. Okay, and after that we have to configure the connection. So in the connection, we have this general you can leave as it is, and in the connection we have to give the address of the OData. Okay, so for that I have already kept in a notepad. I'll just copy it, and to configure the OData we just have to give it as paste. Okay, and after that, what you have to do that you have to go to the, you have to keep the proxy type as internet only, and authentication we don't want any authentication, and CFSR protected. Yes, it would be, it's a kind of encryption or protection, you can say that. So we will keep it checked. And after that, in the processing, when you will go in the processing, so what call we are using, we are using actually a get call. We want our data from the data information from the OData, and after that resource path we have to select. So to select the resource path, when you will click on this select, a new window will open, and inside that all the configuration you have to do. So let's check. Yes, this is a remote system, this is not a local ADMX file, this is a remote connection source, and in the address it is showing So these are connections are fine. What we will do that we will go to the step 2, and in the step 2 we have to do some operations. So yes, this is a operation. What we are doing is it is a get operation, and after that we have to select the entity, like from which entity we want. So this is actually entity I am providing the information, that is the product entity. When you will be testing, it will be a product entity. So inside the product entity, yes, we want the product ID, because that is through product ID only we are going to get the information, because we are sending the product ID only. So this is the key field, so that needed to be checked. And after that whatever the information you want, you can check, or you can select all, like I want data about all data I want to retrieve. Okay, and after that because here we are sending only one product ID, we don't need to get a top or a skip. Okay, so you can see here the the SQL query is automatically written. Okay, so we will move towards the step 3. In the step 3, what we have to do that we have to filter it. So in the filtering, what we have to do that we have to filter it by product ID. Okay, so I will select it as okay, and not the lesser there, we have to keep it as equal to. Okay, and here in the after that what we have to do that we have to give like the product ID equal to what. So you might remember that in the content modifier we have given a header as product identifier. So for that we have to write it like we want it as dollar. So these are some custom coding, like some 1 or 2 word of coding we can say. So for that we will write it like header and header dot and what was the uh, name as like product identifier. Okay, so the header was product identifier, so that's why we have written it as product identifier, right? And after that what we will do that we have only one field, so that's why we don't want any sorting kind of thing, so we will finish it. Okay, and you can see here query is automatically generated. Okay, and after that here we have some other things, so you can keep it blank for now and you can save it. Okay, so we want the data to be seen in the monitoring section, so for that we have to do some Groovy scripting. Okay, so for the Groovy scripting like we want to log the data, so for that we have to do the Groovy scripting. So for that you can either go to the script, like in the transformation, this is the transformation, and in the script here you can select the Groovy script, and that Groovy script you have to write. So here you can see when you will click on the Groovy script, you can see here this create option. You can see when you will click on this create option, you will get ID to create the Groovy script. So this is the default Groovy script we get, so we don't want it. You can see here the code the comment has been provided, so we don't want it, we want to just log the message. So for that there is a default Groovy script that you can use. So here I have kept it. I will explain it what it does. So I will just copy it and I will paste this Groovy script in my ID. Okay, so here let's see that what this code means. Okay, so first of all, if you are using the Groovy script in CPI, you have to import this com.sapgetway.ip.core.customdev.util.message. Okay, this thing you have to import. Without this it will not work in the CPI. So this is basically designed for the SAP gateway, and after that java.util.hashmap we have imported, and after that we are defining a message to process the message data, and in that we are defining a body that will contain the all the message body as a string, and after that we are logging the message so that we are keeping it in the message log, and we are checking that if message log is null, then what we will do that we will we are checking that if message log is not equal to null, then we will add the attachment as log current payload, and that will keep it in the body, and that the format will be text or plain. Okay, and after that we will return the message. So that is the scripting we have done here, and I will keep it as okay. and after that it's time to deploy it. So here you can see that we have a start. So this start is triggered when actually the data is sent from the sender system. So here we don't have any sender system, so we have to use a timer. So I will delete it, and what we will do that we will add a timer. So in the timer there is an option that when we will deploy it, it will automatically start, or you can also configure the timing like when you want to start. So let's see like what we have in the timer. So in the timer, like scheduler, run once, run schedule on day. So okay, so run once, actually when you will deploy it, it will be automatically go on the run mode, and it will do it work, and it will be finished. And schedule on day, so if you will schedule on day, it will ask for the timing and date, or at what time you want to schedule it to run. And if you want to schedule on recurring, like it will ask like you want to run it daily or weekly, or some custom days you want to schedule it. So here we will run it once, because we want to just check that whether our CPI is working as per expectation or not. Here you can see this warning icon, we can ignore it, so that is not a concern. Okay, so I will save it, and it's time to check that whether our CPI is working or not. So I have just save it as draft, and now what we'll do that I will deploy it. So this is the first integration flow we are going to deploy. You can see here the test iFlow is triggered for deployment. Okay, let's go. So in the monitoring section we can check that what message, what iFlow we have deployed and what are inside that. So you can see here in the manage integration content, it has came. So in the manage integration content we can actually check the logs, or we can change the log level. Like here it has info, trace, debug, none. So this has a separate significance in the CPI that I will explain. So just bear with me till then. So you can see here it is starting, like I have deployed it, but it has not got started yet. So I will just refresh it. Let's see. It takes as usually some time to get started. Okay, it has not started yet. So you can just click refresh button here. So based on that it will start. Okay, when it will started, it will show as green, but it is taking longer than usual to get started. That is the problem with the trial account. So till then we will discuss about like log level. So log level we have info. So in the info we don't get much information actually. We just get a simple kind of like how this integration flow actually get deployed. So in that we can get if you want log level of info, like you want every trace, like which step after which step what is happening. So you have to set it to a trace. So when you will set it to trace, so that trace is actually it will be in the trace mode only for the 10 minutes, and the trace will available for only 1 hour. Okay, and if you keep it to debug mode, so debug mode I think will be available for you for the 24 hours. Okay, and if you set it for the none, so you won't be able to see anything, like you won't be able to see the information, you won't be able to see anything. Okay, let's refresh it, let's see whether it has started or not. Okay, it is showing that starting only, but I think it has started. Okay, deployment of artifact is in process. It can take up to 30 minutes. Okay, this is strange. It cannot take 30 minutes. Okay, so I will wait for some time, and when it will get started I will come back and I will show how we can check it. Okay, so there is some glitch in this CPI right now, because you can see here it is showing that it is starting, but when I checked in the monitoring section, it has been already completed. Okay, you can see here the two messages process has been completed. So we will go there and we will see that what are those. Okay, you can see here I deployed it twice and that is actually completed. So let's see that whatever the information we wanted to fetch, that is actually fetched or not. So for that, we have to do that we have to go to the current payload. Okay, so that is actually we have logged using the Groovy script. So we want to see that what it has logged. Okay, we have got our desired information or not, because we wanted some information about the product ST1080, and for that we have passed the product ID. So let's see that whether we have got it not. So yeah, you can see here this was a kind of product. Okay, so inside the product we had passed this product ID as ST10 ST dash 1080, and after that we asked for all the information present in that. So we have got it all the information. So this is because we use a Groovy script for logging the payload. Okay. And if you want to see like more about this, we have to set the log as in this we have to set the log as trace, and after that we will be able to see more about that. So we will also check on that. So this is all about our first integration flow. We have checked that how we can design the iFlow, and we have checked that yes, our CPI is working as per our expectation also, like it is able to fetch the data from OData. Okay, we sent a request and we got a reply. So that's it about this video. In the next session we will create some more integration flow, and we will check that how we can check the logs and traces for that. Thank you guys.